This is the Hyundai i10 and it's been our favourite city car for some time. And the good news is that for 2017 it's been facelifted, so it's even better than ever before.
There's a new grille and bumper, the day running lights have moved to within the grille, and there are some new alloy wheel designs where they're fitted. Oh, and by the way, in the UK, Hyundai is pronounced Hyundai, not Hyundai or Hyundai or anything else like that. Anyway, the cosmetic changes are generally subtle, and it's clear Hyundai took an if it ain't broke, don't fix it approach to the redesign.
The story's largely the same in here because there's hardly any changes whatsoever, which isn't a bad thing at all because the i10 has always had quite a mature looking interior. Now on this particular car it's a mixture of grey and black plastic, so I'd recommend going for the contrasting or even the body matching interior panels because they really do brighten things up. Now for the most part the plastics are all hard and a little bit scratchy, but for this particular price point it's not a bad thing at all because everything feels really well put together. Now everything's really well laid out, everything falls neatly to hand, and the things that you do touch most of the time have a quality feel to them. Now in terms of storage, well there's quite a lot of it actually. The door bins pass the car by a big bottle test, which is great for a city car. The glove box is large enough for a large packet of crisps. Down here is a space to put your mobile phone, and there's a USB charging port and an aux in, along with a 12-volt socket. Down here we've got a couple of cup holders and some other little trays for little oddments, and overall it does feel very spacious up here. Most models have a height adjustable seat as well, and there is an adjustable steering column, but it only adjusts for rake and not reach.
There are some better tech options available on the facelifted i10. Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are available if you go for the top spec model, while lane departure warning and a forward collision detection system are available as a pack for around £275. Apart from that, it's business as usual, so basic S cars get split folding rear seats, remote central locking and electric front windows, although we'd advise going for the SE, which costs £1,500 more, is available on all engines and gets alloy wheels, a height adjustable driver's seat, cruise control, all-round electric windows and a DAB radio and Bluetooth controls on the steering wheel.
The i10 has actually got one of the largest boots in the city car class. Lift up the tailgate and the opening is nice and wide. There's even space for a space-saver spare wheel underneath the boot floor, and the space you've got on offer is nice and square as well. There are a couple of niggles. When you fold down the rear seats, there is a bit of a step between the boot floor and the back of the seats, and the seats don't fold completely flat, but it is a small niggle. And there is a bit of a lip for the boot. Now it's not too bad if you're loading your bags or shopping, but if you're going away on your holidays and you're going to the airport, when you're loading a large heavy suitcase in, it is a bit difficult loading it over it. But like I say, it's a bit of a small niggle because the amount of space you've got on offer is absolutely brilliant. Now the i10 comes as standard with 5 doors. There's no 3-door version and you have to pay extra for 5 doors like you do on the Skoda Citigo, which means that access to the back seats is very good indeed. One thing that is worth noting is that these doors open very wide, which is great if you're a young family and you're loading in those child seats. Now you can fit 2 people, 2 fully grown adults back here with a lot of ease. Now I'm just over 5'10" and I've got a decent amount of knee room. Headroom is pretty decent as well. You've got ISOFIX points in both outer seats and you can fit 3 people at a push, which is quite unusual for a city car these days. One other thing that's worth mentioning are the windows, which wind fully down. Now on some rival manufacturers you just get pop-out windows. On the i10 it's a nice little luxury. Overall it's not too bad back here, and if you have to spend a journey back in an i10 it's not something you're going to feel too short-changed about.
The i10 gets some mechanical improvements as well, with tweaked steering and suspension components, but the engine range remains unchanged.
We're in the 66 brake horsepower, 1 litre 3-cylinder turbo petrol, and it's a peppy little thing. It's not particularly fast, 0 to 62 takes 15 seconds, but honestly it doesn't feel as though it takes that long. It's comfortable and easy to drive, and whilst there isn't a huge amount of fun to be had hurling it through corners, it's a nice, comfortable car with a good high-speed ride, good levels of grip, and a really snickety little gear change. It's really very good.
Speaking of which, economy ranges from 70 mpg for the SE Blue model to 48 mpg with the automatic 1.2 litre petrol, though most cars officially return around 60 mpg.
Negatives? Well, there aren't many really. The steering feels very odd, it does feel very remote and rubbery, but it is a city car after all. The brakes feel a little bit grabby, which does take you a little bit surprised the first time you use them. And it's a little bit difficult to get a good driving position thanks to their steering wheel only operating for rake and not reach.
So there you have it, the Hyundai i10 does little wrong and offers so much for the money. It's easy to see why it's our favourite city car. While some rivals are sharper to drive, the i10's relaxed nature suits it down to the ground. And its quiet nature means it's almost as adept on motorways as it is negotiating city streets. If you've liked this video, make sure you watch our review of the VW Up and our City Cars playlist. And please subscribe to our channel by pressing the Car Buy logo.